Which predictions have been right historically on the housing market, and who can we trust for that? Hi there, thanks so much for returning to the channel. I really appreciate you guys coming and watching my videos. If you really like this content, feel free to subscribe to the channel because most of you who are watching right now are not yet subscribed. And if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button. Also, if you haven't taken me up on my offer yet, feel free to click the link in the description below. If you have any question about real estate whatsoever, you can book a quick 15-minute chat with me at your convenience, or feel free to just email me any question you have to adam@visionrealestate.ca, and I will send you back my personal response in a video form just for you within 24 hours. Okay, so jumping right into this, the reason why I wanted to do this video is because I'm seeing a ton of predictions and articles and things coming out right now because of the tumultuous situation that we're in financially as an overall global economy right now. And the thing that I've noticed most of all is that everyone's coming out with these bold predictions about what's gonna happen, and I just feel like we need some clarity historically on that. I guess what I'm trying to get at is that history has not really been kind to anybody when it comes to predictions of the real estate market over the last 2 years. A good buddy of mine, Tom Story, another realtor in Toronto, put up this table on one of his videos, and I just felt it was important. So here you can see a table of all the major banks and CMHC, as well as the brokerage that I'm actually housed in, Royal LePage. All of these predictions are right around when the pandemic first started and there was mass panic. As you can see here, everybody was predicting either no change, or most of them were predicting a serious decrease in overall values year over year to come. And of all of them, the most bearish one was the CMHC, which is the Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation, a crown corporation for housing in this country. Now, just to give you a little bit of reference here, between this time period stated around the April and May kind of area of 2020 to April of 2021, market prices overall actually increased around 25%. So it's not like these economists were a little bit off. They were way, way off. Now, I think this is important because I just want everyone to be really skeptical when they're reading headlines these days, because everything just seems to be doom and gloom. So take everything with a grain of salt, including what I say. I'm not omniscient. I have no idea what's going to happen. Nobody does. Having said that, I do think that we can derive some conclusions over the very short term of the next couple of months based on data that we have right now. It's not rocket science to know that we are in a declining market with interest rates going up very aggressively. But the thing that we should be really looking at in terms of how affordable housing is becoming relative to how affordable it was back in around February or March of this year. Now, the way that we can measure that is by looking at the decrease in prices overall versus the relative increase in cost to borrowing money. So if we look at the peak of February of 2022 and then look at right now, the overall decrease in price is somewhere, depending on where you are, between 16 to 20%. The cost of borrowing as a relativity has actually increased more than that. So we can overall say that affordability has either gone down or prices haven't actually caught up yet to the relative increase in the cost of borrowing. This leads most people to believe the simple truth that prices are just going to keep declining because that relativity was already stretched quite far where we had very unaffordable housing. But we typically do see some snapback in terms of different assets acting differently depending on the market they're in. Historically, what we've seen in Toronto is that the softer the market gets, the more demand increases or expands at the bottom rung of pricing. And the harder the market gets, the more demand starts to expand at the middle or at the entry-level freehold property And we can visualize this as a buyer pool that looks like a pyramid in a softer market where demand expands the lower down in price you go, or a diamond shape where the middle or the entry-level freehold market expands in demand when money becomes cheaper. And this plays into exactly what I've been saying in my previous videos leading up to this one, is that I really do think that 2022 is going to be the year of the condo in Toronto, for the simple fact that when the cost of borrowing goes up, everyone can afford a lot less. And when people can afford a lot less, the cheapest option usually becomes the most popular option. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you think by leaving a comment below. That's all for this week. See you next time.